So how many prop accounts did you say?
25.
25.
Yeah, 25.
Whew. And then here's the messed up part, right? You said when you trade live, you don't want to trade your own money, so you prefer the prop.
Mm-hmm.
The issue with that is if you're paying for a prop, is that not your own money?
It's still my money.
It's still your money.
Yeah.
You get it? It's just about how you look at it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So like I said, you never truly pass a prop account until you get your first payout. Because that's, now you have, the proof is in the pudding.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, oh, I passed the first step, passed the second. The third invisible step that most people don't know about is maintaining the account enough to get a payout. I don't care if it's a $5 payout, I don't care if it's a $500 or $5,000 payout. The point is, I got a payout and I still have the accounts. Once you pass that second phase, it's all mental. Even the first phase is mental. Because now, let's say most people get past the first phase and they can't get past the second. Meanwhile, the second phase is easier than the first.
Because it's a less, the goal is less.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
How is that? How's that even possible? You literally have to hit less of a benchmark on the second than the first, but yet you can't pass. You can't pass. Or if you do pass, you stop doing what you were doing to pass it, and now you failed it. Why? Why couldn't you do the exact same things? Now it should be easier, even easier now, because now I don't have all these restrictions on me. I don't have to worry about timing, this and that. I can just take my trade and be done with it. So mindset is everything when you're trading. How you look at things is everything. Over leveraging. All the bad habits that you have that are hindering your progress have to do with your mindset, have to do with how you're looking at the markets. Because if you see a setup and you're like, man, this looks like a really good setup, I really think I can make some money on this setup, let me go a little bit higher than I would normally go. But in reality, you have to look at where you came from. Are you going from, let's say, a 1 lot and you're like, man, I'm gonna drop a 5 lot on this trade? Do I even know what the drawdown looks like on a 5 lot? Am I okay with the stop loss? If it hits my stop loss, how much am I gonna lose on this trade? Because I'm so used to doing a 1 lot. If I bump it up to a 5 lot, But you don't think about all those things, go out the window. You're only thinking about, if I win this trade, I'm gonna make a bag off this trade. Forgetting it's about consistency. It's never about just one trade. It's a journey that you're on. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint to where you want to go. So you have to think about trading like that. You can't look at 1 or 2 setups and say, oh, I can make a bag off this setup and forget it. It's, well, what am I trying to do? Am I trying to hit the lottery? Or am I trying to create a pension for myself? Because a pension gives me more longevity.
Yeah.
Hitting the lottery, most people go broke within the first couple of years because they don't know how to manage that type of money.
Yeah.
You get me? It comes too fast. When money comes fast, goes fast, quick. Comes slow, goes slow. But you had to work harder to get it.
True.
You get me? So we're gonna work on changing your mindset on how you look at the markets and how you look at your trading. Okay? One of the first things we're gonna talk about is a trading plan.
Okay.
We have to go over trading plans because even though it's one of the smallest concepts, it's one of the biggest things that made a difference in my trading and a lot of other people that I train as well. The problem is with trading trading to me imitates life. Life, you have a routine, right? Get up in the morning, brush your teeth, you get dressed, you shower, whatever, you eat your breakfast, you come to work. It's a routine that you follow every day because this is how your life goes. This is how you're able to feel productive, right? Same thing with trading. If you wake up every day and you don't know what pair you're gonna trade that day, you don't know what session you care to trade, you don't know what kind of setups you're looking for, you have no idea if there's news, if there isn't news, you don't know if, you don't know shit. I'm just gonna get up and hope for the best. How are you gonna find any consistency there? If you say to yourself, I wake up every day and I don't know what I'm doing with my life every day, you're gonna be lost. You're gonna be sitting there just looking around while life just passes you by. But when you have a game plan, when you're like, if you're dating someone, you're like, you know what? Yeah, I want to get to know the person. So we're going to go on a few dates. We're going to have a couple arguments. I'm going to see how they handle conflict. I'm going to see this. I'm going to see that. Do you just say, oh, I like you, let's get married? No. You want to get to know. You want to go through the ups and downs, and you want to build and see, is this really going to work for me in the long term? Same with trading. You can't come to the charts and say, oh, this one strategy has done it for me. It's going to work for me forever. No. The markets are constantly changing. conditions are constantly changing. News events are changing. There was a time where I used to think that every red folder meant it was automatic high impact news. Technically, that's what that means. But over time, I've come to see there have been some red folders, and the market was just
yeah, that hasn't been impact. I've seen that too.
And I'm like, I would look at some news events that used to have big moves that didn't anymore. If you look now, NFP for like, I want to say a good 2 or 3 years, NFP was chill. It wasn't as wacky and crazy and jumpy as it used to be. Now, who's the big dog on the block? CPI.
Yeah.
Wasn't nobody talking about CPI like that before. Now, CPI, everybody, CPI. Before it was NFP. What does that tell you? Over time, things change. The markets change, conditions change. How you look at the markets change. Your risk is going to change over time. I'm not saying if you start at a 1 line, you can eventually get to a 5. You can over time, and you want to. You want to elevate, constantly elevate yourself. But at the same time, you're not looking for that instant bag. You're looking for the consistency. If you stick with the consistency, you will start to see a little bit more than you would with that one bag. Because now you hit that one lucky trade, when I call it lucky because that's usually what it is. You get lucky, you hit a bag, and now you're like, damn, I gotta do this again.
I think that's how I felt with my prop firm. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I leveraged like crazy, and I passed it, and I was like, yo, snap, dude, it went, you know what I mean? I did over like $900 in one trade. And I think I could do it again, you know what I mean? And that's what, you know what I mean, kind of hurt me, you know? And I felt, you know, I kind of felt like, damn, did I get this prop firm too quick? You know what I mean? And not really have a strategy to it or anything like that. And it kind of just hurt me in the long run.
Yeah, that's the thing with the prop accounts. A lot of people are under this assumption that you need a lot of money to be a good trader. And you really don't. It boils down to the skill. How skilled are you in this craft? And can you maintain that skill to keep you in the game long enough? Because trading isn't about one trade, it's multiple trades every day. It's never about one trade. I could hit a 100-point trade today, great. Now I gotta do it again tomorrow. I gotta do it again the next day and the next day. How much consistency can you build? Your consistency is going to come from your trading plan.
Okay.
So let me ask you, what style do you trade? Are you more of a scalper, intraday, or swing?
I've noticed that I like breakouts, you know what I mean? But I do scout. I don't try to hold trades that long, more than probably 5 to 6 hours.
What would you qualify yourself as if you had to? Because you're scalping, maybe 2-3 hours, you're in and out.
I would say scalping.
Scalping?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anywhere between scalping and intraday, because I've had trades that I've held and I had probably a $200-300 drawdown, but I know it's going in the direction I should be going.
Yeah.
And I held it, and the next morning I wake up on GJ, and I'm like, okay, boom, it's positive, and then I'll just take my money out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this: what size of moves do you usually go for?
Meaning which way?
Like, do you go for, like, let's say from 0 to 50 points or 50 pips, 30 pips, or are you going for more like 100 point?
I would say 100 pips.
Moves?
Yeah, I try to go for 100 points.
So you're more like an intraday. That's an intraday. If you're scalping, you're not really aiming for 100. That's too much. Whether it's, I don't care what you're trading. You could be trading GJ, US 30, AU, it don't matter. If you're going for 100 points, you're not scalping.
Okay. But if I do see, because there's some trades that I do scalp in some moments, because if there's some trades that I see like, oh, okay, bet I'm positive, I take my money out because I take what the market gives me. Because I've had trades where I had trades where I was up and I'm like, oh, bet I'm gonna wait till it gets to 300, 400, and then I'll take out, and then it'll just tank on me. You know what I mean? So I've learned that too, and I try to find another opportunity. I'll take my money out and say, okay, let me look for another opportunity to jump in. You know what I mean?
Bomb, blow it again. Like, but I didn't care because I wanted it bad enough. I wanted it really bad, and it wasn't until I depleted my whole savings account. I had saved up like, I think like 15 or 20,000, which at the time was a lot of money for me at the time. So I saved up that money, and I was pulling money. After a while, I got tired working overtime. I was doing so much, and I was burnt out. So I was like, man, all right, I got this money tucked away. Let me use that. When I realized I got down to like, I think it was like $2,000, $3,000 left in it, I was like, what the hell? I just blew all of this money, and it took me a while to save it up. It took me a minute now, and I said, oh nah. And at that point, I was like, okay, first of all, I gotta stop blowing money, and I gotta chill. So then instead of dropping a couple thousand in there, I would drop like 200, 300, 500 at times.
Got you.
And then I also started withdrawing, because I was never withdrawing. Even when I made money, because I didn't lose all the time. I won sometimes too, but I never pulled my money out. I still kept it in there.
Okay.
I never pulled it out. So I said, you know what? I have to start pulling the money out, because what am I doing this for? I need to start feeling it. So I said, okay, my car note is $200. I need to pull out at least my car note every week. Not even every month, every week. So once I started pulling that out, I was like, okay, cool. My rent is $1,000. That was a big jump, but at the time I was doing like $200, $300 days at the time. So I said, okay. And if I trade every day, 5 days, and I always took out 1 day to factor in losses, because you know you're gonna lose one of these days. So I said, okay, let's say I make $200 every day for 4 days. I wouldn't always hit 200. I may be at 75, 100, 150. I might lose here and there or whatever. But for the most part, I wanted to make at least $200 a day.
Okay.
Once I hit 200, withdraw. 200, withdraw. 200, withdraw. And then when I started making my rent money, that's when I was like, okay. And another thing that worked for me was I had to forget about the losses. Don't try to chase losses like, oh, I just dropped 10K in this account, I blew it. Now, if you refund your account and you make money, you're not thinking about pulling that money out, because you're thinking about the 10K that you already lost. So now you're like, nah, I need to get it back up to that, and then I can feel whole again. No, that money is gone. RIP, it's gone. Forget it. Forget it. Every time you refund your account or you buy a new prop account, it's a fresh day.
Because sometimes you catch yourself revenge trading, trying to get that money back.
Trying to get that money back when you're you're literally like a dog chasing your tail.
Got you.
Literally. Okay? So I had to forget about that money and just say, okay, Charlie, you're starting from scratch. You're trying to build here, but don't try to build a large account. Just focus on withdrawing. Every time you hit your goal, withdraw that money. I don't care for what. There was a time I was withdrawing every day. Every day. At the time, I was trading with Hugo's Way.
Yeah.
So I was smacking GJ at the time every day. So that's when I was doing one lots. I was doing 2. I always stacked. So I had 2 1 lots open. Each one would hit $100, 10 pips. I would close out.
Wow.
And I had my $200 for the day.
Wow.
And then what I started doing was I was trading New York session. I would also trade Asian session, because at the time my mentor Raja, he was also trading Asian. So he would drop charts in New York. He would do his live stream for New York, and then Asian session inside our private group, he would drop a chart for Asian. So I would always practice if my charts look like his, if I'm this, if he took a trade and I didn't take it, I would try to see what he saw to understand what he was looking at. And then then I would make $200 in the morning, and I would make $200 at night.
Wow.
So now my $200 days became $400 days. So now it's like, oh, I'm good. And remember, that was maybe a $2,000 account, $3,000. It wasn't much. So I wasn't trying to make a bag off that. I was just trying to be consistent
over time.
Consistent, because over time I was going to see the rewards. And mind you, at the time, $200, $400 every day, that's great money.
That's real good money.
That's amazing. When I would wake up every morning, it was a routine for me. I would wake up every morning and check my account just to see, did my money hit? Did the Coinbase hit? Did the Coinbase hit? Because when it hit, I'm like, yes. And then
I don't want to go off track, but then what gave you the confidence to be like, you know what? I'm turning my badge in. This is me. I'm doing this. You know what I mean? Because you were doing that while you were working.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So long nights, working all day, 10 hours, and then you still on different New York and Asian sessions. You know what I mean?
So first of all, I don't just trade. I have other businesses that I do. I tell everybody, do not leave your secure 9-to-5 job until you have multiple streams of income. Like you have your shop here, right? You have your shop, you have your trading, you might want to do something else on the side, something that brings you passive. I don't know, Amazon store, or you could open up a second shop or whatever the case. Like, have something else that you don't have to put too much of your time, like you don't have to be so hands-on with it, but it's still bringing you passive money every single month, okay? Because it's very, 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 very stressful being an entrepreneur. People make it look like it's the most glamorous thing ever.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we just travel and we wake up every day and we on the beach and we chilling.
They don't see the dark nights.
They don't see like how much goes into the back end of actually being your own quote unquote boss. Because when you don't have that paycheck coming in every 2 weeks, that sense of security that you have now is gone. Because when I would trade and I would blow an account, it didn't matter to me. Because I know I could easily go to work, go pick up a couple off duties, and make that money right back. Blow a bag, make it right back. You have that mentality. But when you don't have that luxury anymore, now it's like, oh shit, what am I going to do? Where am I going to pull the extra funds from to get me back to where I need to be? When your back is up against the wall, it's amazing what you come to learn to do. You have to do these things. I was talking to my aunt the other day about it. She was like, Charlene, I see you online, you're posting all the time, but she has a business and she's afraid to post about it online because of what people think, and she's nervous about it. And she said, how do you have the confidence to post things and to just be yourself and this and that? And I said, Auntie, I don't have a choice. I have to post, I have to talk to people, I have to engage with my followers, I have to run my business, because if I don't eat tonight. Who's gonna pay my mortgage? Who's gonna pay that fat ass car note for that car outside? So I have to do these things, because if I don't, I will starve. No one's gonna come to my rescue. If you leave your job, you are now in control whether or not you eat that night. Your job is, you let them go. It's on you now. Do you want to add that extra stress in your life?
Got you.
So you have to say, do I have this trading thing down? And even if you do, take the money you make from that, invest it into something else. Go get some real estate. Invest in cars or jewelry or something. Put your money in something. Go get a bunch of life insurance policies. Take loans out off of them and go put that money in something else. Do something with that money that's going to bring you in more money, so that you don't have the stress of, oh, I don't have my job anymore. I don't have that pension that was coming to me anymore. Now, do I recommend people do it? If your job is chill, you vibing, you good, it doesn't bother you, you're able to do what you need to do, I would say don't leave it. Don't leave it, because that's a stream of income too. My job was one of my streams of income. My overtime was one of my streams of income. So when I lost my job, I didn't lose one income, I lost two. So I said, I am not leaving here until I replace these two with at least 4. I want to double up on what I'm missing out on, because I don't want that type of stress in my life.
I got you, because it's a lot.
It's a lot of stress. It very much is, because we are born and bred into that work, go to school, get a job, and for 30 years, it's paycheck, paycheck, paycheck. That's all you know. Somebody else telling you when to do this, when to do that, when to do this, when to do that. So now you're kind of taking all that into your own hands. So I tell everybody, I did not leave my job until I had at least 7 income streams. 7 different income streams. So when one goes belly up, the next 6, y'all up and back. Y'all got to step it up now, because I lost out on this. You get me? Before I left my job, for 1 year, I did not touch my paycheck from work. I put it in an account and I let it sit there, act like it wasn't even there. I only lived off of the money I made off of my businesses. Because in reality, that's what was going to be happening pretty soon. I wasn't going to have my job paycheck anymore. I can only rely on what my business brings in. So I have to start living my life now as if this is the only income that I have. Get yourself in that place, in that mindset. Put yourself in that place where I make $2,000 a week at my job, or $1,500, $1,800, whatever. I got my rent, car note, insurance, gas, phone, electric, bills, water, daycare, groceries, cable, all that shit, right? And you do your budget and you find out, okay, whatever that comes to every month, you need to make triple that. Not double, triple. Can you make quadruple? Yeah, but that's putting a lot of pressure on yourself. You need to make triple that money every month. Because even though your job is paying for it now, your job is that security that you think you have. Once you don't have it anymore, everything goes up. I don't know what happened. Ever since I left my job, all my bills went up. Every little cost of living went up. Okay, I guess, I don't know, I moved into a nicer place, my rent went up. I had a nicer car, car note goes up. I left my job, I don't have health care anymore, now I gotta pay insurance out of my pocket, that goes up. So it's like, for some reason, you feel more of a burden on you now than you did when you had your job, because your job was taking care of a lot for you.
Yeah.
Now that's gone. It's all on you. It's almost like being a teenager living at home with your parents. Mom and dad put you out and say, hey, go get your own place, do your own shit, you're on your own. Now you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders.
True.
Because mom and dad were doing it all for you before, and now you're stuck doing it for yourself. So now it feels heavier than it actually is. Same thing with trading. I don't give a shit what you make trading. Trading should never be your main source of income. At all. You have to have another source that's more stable, more secure, more tangible. So you're like, yo, if I take an L on the charts today, I am not going to be crying tonight because I don't know what I'm going to do about money. Because I don't have my job anymore. Because it's going to affect you on the charts.
Yeah.
If you cannot take a trade and just be chill about it, you're not ready to leave your job. You have to be there mentally, because if your head is messed up, and the worst problem to have is money problems.
Yeah.
That's the worst problem to have. You could stub your toe, you could break your leg, you could crash your car. A lot of these problems could all be fixed with money. So if you don't have money, you're putting yourself in a hole already, period. So now it's like, okay, I need to be able to be stress-free. That's why it's okay to have your job when you're trading, because your trading gives you that extra sense of security. I can take this trade, and even if I lose, it's okay, because I know I got my job. That's the same mentality you have to be when you go on your own. I could lose this trade, and it's okay, because I got all these other businesses over here bringing me in money.
Got you.
Same thing. COVID could hit and shut everything down. I got these businesses right here, still bringing me money. COVID had to teach everybody, hey, y'all better tighten y'all, get y'all shit together. Because if you weren't a cop, firefighter, a nurse,
hometown heroes, basically.
Yeah. If you weren't what they call them, non-essential or essential, whatever. If you weren't one of those, good luck.
Yeah, because you weren't making it.
You think Donald Trump's gonna keep on hitting you with some what do you call those checks?
Yeah, I remember.
The trading is always gonna come second. Always. It's first now, because you need to use it as a means to an end, as a vehicle to get you where you want to be. But in the meantime, you're setting up all these different nest eggs in the meantime. Because now when you are ready to take a step back and kick your feet up and take whatever trade you want, whatever lot size you want, it's no stress. Win, lose, draw, there's no stress.
Because it's not my main source. It's not my main source. You know what I mean? And I think that's the more stressful thing, where it's like people, I guess I didn't never look at it that light, where it's like, you know what, I want to make this my main source. I'm tired of, working with people, you know what I'm saying? It's difficult, you know what I'm saying? Because I already took a risk working a 9 to 5 and coming on the entrepreneur side, you know what I'm saying? Working for myself, but then working with people, it has its days, you know what I mean? And, in my mind, I'm like, I'm tired of working with people. I'm tired of depending on people, things like that, whatever the case may be. I want to do my own trading thing and just do my own thing, just trade. But then, like you said, you know what, like, if I have a bad day of trading and that's my main source of income, everything else falls apart.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
So I see what you're saying, though. I definitely see what you're saying.
Just like on the charts, how we just talked about. You have a plan A and you have a plan B. In life, you gotta have a plan A
and a plan B.
And you gotta have a plan B if things don't work out. It's just that simple. You get married, you're not sure. Hey, I need you to sign this prenup for me real quick. Just in case things don't work out. People look at it like, oh, what are you trying to say? No. In life, things don't always go how you think they're gonna go. How you are today is not necessarily how you're gonna be in 5, 10, 15 years from now. You may not even want to trade anymore 5, 10, 15 years. So now you make that your plan A solely now, and you lose the joy and the fun of it. Now you gotta go out and find something else that brings you just as much joy and fun as that used to bring you. So now you're back looking for yourself again, when you could have been doing that this whole entire time, because you don't want to make trading your next boss. Because right now when we trade, we're literally working for our money. Yeah, we're entrepreneurs, it's cool. But if I don't get on the charts and trade, I don't make the money that day.
That's true.
At least not on the charts. So you also gotta look at it from that point of view too. Wait a minute, I want trading to be my main source, but I still gotta work for it. I still gotta get up and analyze and do this, and then who the hell wanna do that every single day? You know how much anxiety we go through when we take these trades every single day? Especially if you take losses. Why would you wanna do that? When I know I got all these limousines or all of these Ubers or all these businesses that are all rented out, whatever, bringing me in my passive money every month. To where if I don't want to trade, I don't have to trade. Period.
You're not taking every setup too.
Correct.
It's not pressure.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? That's where the pressure doesn't come into place. You know what I mean? Because
and then not only that, but once you get to a point where you have a big enough trading account, where you have a comfortable like threshold of where you are, you won't have to trade every day. Because the type of money we make trading, you don't have to trade every day. Trading is great. I said in another 5 years, 4 years or 5 years? 4 years. I don't want to be teaching anymore. I'm not going to be on YouTube. I'm not going to be as active on Instagram. I'm just going to live my life and chill. I plan on getting married soon, having kids. I'll be raising my kids. I'll be doing stuff. I'll be doing other shit that ain't got nothing to do with these charts. How can I walk away from trading and be okay? Because of all the other foundational businesses that I have set up for myself to not keep me chained to the charts. Will I stop trading completely? Hell no. I love trading. But I don't want to be a slave to it.
yeah,
Neither do
you don't have to trade
Correct.
every day or anything
Correct.
like that.